Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Alright. It's just a quick one, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, more or less kind of rolling in spirit with this one here. Alright, so I just have two quick videos just to show, the things that these devils has been up to, and also, another one basically showing you, the times and the laws, and so forth that these devils changed. Alright? So without further ado, let's begin. And Lord willing, this lesson here will be edifying to the nation of Israel.
Oh my God, they actually said it.
But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated.
This announcement was made just 3 days ago on April 14, 2025 by Michael Kratsios. He is the director of the White House Office for Science and Technology Policy. It does not get any more official than that. Quote, the U.S. has technology that can manipulate time and space.
Right? And, this is just what the video going on to really, the things that these devils has been doing for some time now, now they're bringing out a lot of things to the light now, basically revealing themselves more, showing who they really are. All right, but really and truly they have been doing these things for centuries now. All right, and this is part of them. This is part of these devils, the elites and so forth. All right, which is going to lead me to the next video.
They have been lying to you. There used to be a 13th month, but they erased it, leaving us with a false historical timeline. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, but this calendar doesn't really make much sense. It was primarily designed to help people remember when to pay their taxes. The word calendar actually comes from kalends, an ancient word meaning account book. The months in our current calendar are a complete mess. March is named after Mars, the god of war. July and August are named after Julius and Augustus Caesar, who decided they should each have a month named after them. But this is where it gets scary. The order of the months doesn't make any sense either. Septem means 7, Octo means 8, Novem means 9, and Decem means 10. Instead, the 13-month calendar used by many ancient cultures follows the natural cycles of the moon. It has 13 months each with 28 days, and if you multiply 13 by 28, you get 364 days, perfectly matching the moon's orbit. The 13-month calendar didn't just disappear, it was replaced with one built for control, not the truth. Comment moon below and I'll reveal the name of the lost month. They have been lying to you. They have been lying to.
Alright, and these here is who? These here is the elites. Alright? You notice them here. So these are the same people, the same ones that came from that lineage, Esau Edom, so-called white man, that ruling today. Alright? And others going into basically one or two scriptures. They're showing you that these devils, had changed times and laws. Alright? Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7. And verse verse 25. Alright, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Who's the saints of the Most High? The Israelites. Alright, the ones who you know today, which are called the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Right? These are the saints of the Lord. Alright? It says, of the most Salakia. And it continues here, it says, and to think, to change, and Salakia, and think to change times and laws. They shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times. Alright? So basically these opportunities that this devil have to be able to change the laws, the times and whatnot. You realize it was given, you know, as it says here, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times, right? Because only the Lord right now is the one that letting these things take place. Alright? Because the Lord gave these devils this rulership. Alright? He gave them the rulership today. This Job 9 Salakia. How do it? Job 9 and 24. Alright, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Alright? Of the wicked. It is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Alright? And you have to understand that this devil is the one that we're speaking about right now. Esau Edom, so-called white man. Alright? The ones who have all the power in the world to basically make anything happen. Alright? He have the say. Alright? This is his so-called kingdom / queendom. Alright? Matter of fact, let's read it in the NLT. Job 9 and 24 in the NLT. It says, the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. Alright? And that wicked is who? As I said, Esau Edom. Alright? These same individuals here. Right?
They have been lying.
These same individuals here. The earth is handed over to them. Alright? They are the trillionaires, they are the money, they have everything to, you know, they could accomplish whatever they feel to. Alright? They could get up in the morning and make a particular law and make it happen. Alright? By a snap of the fingers. Alright? This is the power that they have right now. Alright? And as I say, it's only the Lord is the one who letting it happen right now, because he's the one actually in control. Alright? Continuing here, Job 9 and 24 in the NLT, it says, the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked, and power blinds the eyes of the judges. If he is not the one who does it, who is? Alright? So if it's not these individuals here, who it is then?
To you.
Who it is? If it's not these individuals who ruling today and calling the shots and whatnot, you know, who is really the wicked? Alright? You have to pay attention to these things. You have to pay attention to the ones who really in power. You know, you have to pay attention to the ones who going through the oppressions. You know, who being oppressed every day. Alright? In this wicked Western society. The ones who being oppressed every single day, it more or less going into the jakes. Because that is our, you know, that is we being under the curses. Alright? We being under the curses, we going through these problems. All right, and these things is going to be lifted off of us very soon when Yahushai returns. All right. So we saw just now that, you know, they change times and laws and whatnot. You know, this is them. This is he that does these things. All right. Now let's go to the book of let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and let's start from verse 3. All right, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God." All right, this is the pride of this devil today. All right, this is the pride of these individuals. They want to be like gods. You know, they believe they are gods. All right. And how you want to sit in the temple of you? You want to sit in the temple of you by using that RFID total chip, right? Also the other one that Elon Musk is bringing out, which is the Neuralink. All right, that is to form ways that these devils want to be able to succeed, you know, by sitting in the temple of the Most High. All right, which is in you. It says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time." Right? So remember he was talking about it was given, you know, as we read it in the book of Daniel chapter 7, you know, where it talk about it was given in his hand for a time and times of times, so forth. Just roughly paraphrasing it, right? Let's read it over here again. Verse 6, it says, now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity do it already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Alright, only the Lord right now making these things happen. Alright, causing them to be able to change times and dates, you know, laws and so forth, you know, because it is in his power right now. It is in his hand. Alright, really and truly is the Lord that doing it. Alright, really and truly is the Lord. And this is how the Lord worked. The Lord worked through men. Alright, the Lord is the Father of spirits. He saw on them these elites is just on the left hand side. They are just those spirits on the left hand side, doing what it is the Lord need them to do. Alright, now let's jump back here.
There used to be a 13th month, but they erased it. They have been lying to you. There used to be a 13th month, but they erased it, leaving us with a false historical timeline. In 1582, Pope Gregory the 13th introduced the Gregorian calendar, but this calendar doesn't really make much sense. It was primarily designed to help people remember when to pay their taxes. The word
See, So they design a calendar to help to basically make sure and keep people in line, to be able to, for them to know when to pay stuff, because as we know, we still in our captivity, and as the scriptures say, we are subject to payments, we are subject to payments. We have to pay bills every month. We have to pay some sort of bill, is either your light bill, your water bill, your cable bill, some bill you always have to pay. All right, some bill you always have to find yourself paying. All right, if it's not bills you're paying, you have to go and get food. All right, you have to go and get clothing. All right, you have to pay to drive your car. All right, your insurance and all these things. Yet this day in our captivity, and we have to, we are subject to payments. All right, and this is the laws of these devils. All right, which is a lot of wickedness, oppression. All right.
Calendar actually comes from calends, an ancient word meaning account book. The months in our current calendar are a complete mess. March is named after Mars, the god of war. July and August are named after Julius and Augustus Caesar, who decided they should each have a month named after them.
You hear that? So these two decided that they should have a month named after them, and hey, this showing you how the Bible that we have been preaching all along, right? And letting you all know that this that we're reading from, this Bible that we're reading from, is the most authentic and original and the only book in the world that is on point of every single thing. Any question that you have, you could get an answer out of it. All right, it's either you could be able to understand when you read it, or you might not understand. You might have to read sometimes you might have to read a different translation to get a better understanding, because the way how we speak today in these times, we forget how we used to speak before. Before, the older language, the older English was a little more different, and you don't really hear people these days speaking like that. All right, so just backing up what is said there with the that we saw in the video, where they expect the names to be called after, they expect the month to call after the names. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Psalms 49 and verse 11. It says, the inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever. All right, this is the mindset of these devils. They believe that they could continue, their rulership is going to continue forever. All right, it says, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, So this is what these devils do. All right, they steal your land, Micah 2:2. They come and they steal your land by violence and whatnot. They come and they call in their land after their own names, just like what you see in
But this is where it gets scary. July and August are named.
These two here that say that they will call the months after their own names. All right, so this is how they are. This is how these devils are. They like to deceive. They like to lie. That is why they call them the wicked. All right, they are not so-called white people. They are not white people. All right, They are not white people. They are red. Alright? Esau, Edom. The word Edom goes back into red. Let's get our next scripture there real quick and close it off. This is let's see, Job chapter 24. And verse 2. And we will read it in the NLT. Alright? This is Job chapter 24 and verse 2 in the NLT. It says, evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pasture. They take the orphans, donkey, and demand the widow's ox as security for a loan. You know, this is the wickedness of these devils. Alright? And this is us being on our captivity, the oppression and the hard times that we went, that we got, you know, back then. You know, we're still going through oppression and hard times right now. You know, things just more updated, you know. Verse 4, it says, the poor are punished off the path. Who's the poor? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians today. Alright? The needy must hide together for safety, like wild donkeys in the wilderness. The poor must spend all their time looking for food, searching even in the desert for food for their children. You see the kind of things that these people put us through. Alright? Verse 6, it says, they harvest a field they do not own. They glean in the vineyards of the wicked. All night they lie naked in the cold without clothing, clothing or covering. They are soaked by mountain showers, and they huddle against the rocks for want of a home. Alright? And the kind of things that we read in here, you know, things like this is going to come right back to Esau Edom. In the kingdom, he's going to be a slave there. All these heathen nations, you know, that came together to basically bring Israel down. When you read it in Psalms 83, you know, you will get that account there where these heathens and them come together to basically destroy Jake, right? To bring them in a lower state, which is also known as hell, right? Verse 9, it says, the wicked snatch a widow's child from her breast, taking the baby as security for a loan. The poor must go about naked without any clothing. They harvest food for others while they themselves are starving. So these devils don't even feed you. Alright? They don't even feed you. And that reminds me of the day that all they like to follow and be part of, Christmas Day, going into what, Boxing Day. You know, and that Boxing Day goes into what, where they take leftover food and box it and give it to the slaves. You know, this is the way of these devils. All right. Everything that they do, they come up with some kind of way and say that they, like, take for instance Boxing Day. You know, they use that, they actually doing something and then turning it around into a holiday to say, well, you know, celebrate that day, you know, not knowing that they just mocking you. They're just making a fool out of you. And you foolish, stupid people participating in these things. That is why you all are going to be destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Hosea 4 and 6. Right? It says, verse 11, it says, they press out olive oil without being allowed to taste it. And they tread in the winepress as they suffer from thirst. The groans of the dying rise from the city, and the wounded cry for help, yet power ignores their mourning. Right? Why the Lord ignores our mourning? You know, in that time, even till today, because we have went against the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? Right now, we in that time where it is a lot of people are waking up. A lot of waking up to knowing that they are Hebrew Israelites. You know, the scriptures say, in the land of your captivity ye shall remember yourselves. Alright? Right now you're seeing a lot of prophets on the highways and byways preaching, you know, doing videos. You're seeing things popping up on your social media, you know. You're seeing that we living at the end of times. You're seeing prophecy actually being fulfilled. Prophecy walking off the pages of the Bible, you know, coming to pass. Alright? So we know that these devils,
After they have been.
we know that these devils are the ones that ruling. Alright? And they have all the power in their hand right now until Yahweh shall return and take them out. Alright? So this was just a quick one. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And Lord willing, this lesson here was edifying to the nation of Israel. I'll see you all on the next one. Shalom.